Yo, what's going on, guys? Chris Warner here, Overtime Athletes, back with Coach Troy Leaf. Coach, appreciate you.
Yeah.
So going into the next series of things, what a lot of guys wonder is how they can start to improve their handles, how they improve their dribbling capacity when they're on the actual court. What are some things that you start to work with guys? What are the first things that you address, and then how do you actually proceed to improve that, in game, in competition?
Well, similar to the shooting stuff, it's breaking it down to a fundamental level.
Right.
And the ball handling aspect, quite frankly, is a little bit more basic than the shooting stuff. There's not as much going on with ball handling. You're going to be turned all different directions. You can't worry about like your feet pointing at the rim. So it's much more basic in regards to ball handling, but same thing, all the best ball handlers handle the ball similarly. First thing is kind of similar to how you're shooting the ball, making sure that ball is never on your palm. Always want to have your fingertips being the last part that's touching the ball, and you never want that ball touching your palm all the time. You're going to lose some control of that thing. The next part is on all of your dribbles. You don't want to be lazy with your hand as you're dribbling. You want to always be snapping that hand, almost like you're follow-throwing to a jump shot. You always want to be, when you're dribbling the ball, snapping your wrist straight down so that it's not getting lazy. You're not lazy dribbling, snapping that wrist. Same with when you're crossing over. You want that wrist to be snapping every single time you're dribbling. Snapping that wrist, keeping it in your fingertips. The next thing, which kind of seems obvious, but a lot of guys, even when you get to the high school level, college level, want to keep their eyes down or looking straight at their man when they're making a move. So you go by a guy, the natural thing for your eyes to do is to look straight at the guy that you're going against. Your eye contact with him. If you're doing that, you're not going to be able to see what's going on the whole floor. So as you're dribbling, whatever you're doing, even when you're making a move, you might look at your guy for 1 second to see what he's doing, to make your read on what you're doing. But right after that, your eyes come right back up. You're always scanning the floor, not looking at one specific spot. And then making sure that ball stays at your waist or below. So obviously you don't want to bring that ball up too high for multiple reasons. One is because you're going to lose control. Two is because you're going to get called for carries. And three is it becomes easier to steal the higher you dribble that ball. So if you think about it as a defender, if you see someone dribbling the ball all the way up here and getting lazy with it, it gives you an extra maybe half a second between when he's able to then control it again, where you can go get that steal. Always want to keep that ball at your hip or below. The best ball handlers are always keeping the ball at their hip or below, no matter what moves you're doing. You want to always have your knees bent and a low base, sometimes an even lower base when you're dribbling than when you're shooting, making sure you're not straight-legged and stiff, making sure that you're fluid, have that base so that you're ready to react when the defense does something. And then anything that you're doing when you're doing ball handling to try to get better at it, ball handling in tight spaces. You're never really going to be able to handle the ball in open spaces, being lazy with it, picking a tight angle, so a tight lane, so maybe in between the lane lines. If all your ball handling drills, if you go against somebody and guard each other, keeping each other in between the lane lines as you're going back and forth at each other. Ball handling in tight spaces is going to translate to game stuff. And keeping that ball tight and pounding the ball hard and not getting lazy with any of that stuff is what's going to translate over into the games.
Gotcha. Okay, well, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Hey, if you guys are interested in a free workout that he's actually designed, go ahead and check out the link down below. I'll see you guys next time.